Hi, welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats, a podcast all about Hallmark movies. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy belated Merry Christmas, because we're releasing this after Christmas. And for those who don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you all enjoyed your time with your family and friends and people that you love, because that's pretty much the meaning of the holidays. We're back, and Kayla is joined with me again for Christmas movies review, and this week we are reviewing two movies called Christmas for Keeps. Okay, the cast for Christmas for Keeps is Ashley Newborough, Krista B. Allen, Marielle Scott, Ryan Rotman, and Cardi Wong. Krista B. Allen is the one who's from 13 going on 30 and Revenge. Cardi Wong and Ashley Newborough are Hallmark stars as well. I don't know if Ryan has done other Hallmark movies, but yeah. And this movie was written by Nikki, DeLoach, and McNulty. We interviewed them. Their podcast episode was released 2 episodes ago, so you can scroll back and see that. The other movie that we are reviewing is Christmas House 2, Deck the Halls, starring Robert Buckley, Jonathan D. Bennett, Treat Williams, Sharon Lawrence, Brad Harder, Anna Iora. They're both like ensemble cast movies, so I'm excited. I kind of prefer the ensemble cast movies anyway. Don't you, or no?
Yeah, I do, but because it gives everyone a chance to shine, I guess. Yeah. Instead of it being everyone supporting one character, they're all shining together. Yeah.
Even though I do have to say, the ensemble was done better in Christmas House 2 than Christmas for Keeps. Because I feel like the Christmas for Keeps was so busy with different storylines. There wasn't really enough time to flesh out the characters or each individual story kind of thing. Whereas Christmas House, there wasn't really like a center thing that kind of connected all 5 main characters together. Whereas with Christmas House 2, there was a central storyline that connected everybody, which was the competition, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
With Christmas House 2, I guess you could say that like the teacher dying was their center storyline, but since this teacher dying wasn't really made into a storyline, it really wasn't. If that makes sense. But anyway, let's start with Christmas for Keeps. Christmas for Keeps is about 5 friends from high school who come back to their hometown. They're 30 years old in different stages of their life. Their drama teacher recently passed away, so they come back to kind of pay homage to him and stuff like that. But they're like each character is dealing with their own crossroads in life kind of thing. And like you have one person whose parents died, sadly, whatever. That's been who like pretty much spent the whole movie gloom and doom and kind of
bitter.
Yeah.
Depressed.
And I have a big issue with him. We're gonna talk about that a lot more with that storyline. Then you have the married couple who
have children.
2 children who don't look like they are old enough to have kids. Noah and Sarah, played by Cardi and Ashley. Ashley is a resident doctor, not resident like
Yeah, she's in her residency at a hospital.
But anyway, she's and her husband Noah is a stay-at-home dad who kind of like, I guess, decided to take on that role while his wife deals with, goes through medical school and stuff like that. But now he is, trying to, he bakes cookies that everybody likes. So he wants to start a business doing that. Mia is sort of like the poor girl is like the fifth wheel. Everybody else is coupled up or coupling up.
Yeah.
But she's an actress and she's like, getting rejected for different roles or whatever. So she comes home and helps out with the Christmas play that her teacher used to do. But now she is offered the job of taking over as drama teacher that the teacher had left behind, that kind of thing. And then because Avery is this girl who lives in Michigan who has a really controlling mother, and we are going to talk about her mother issues.
Yeah, that woman has issues, that's for sure.
It's so hilarious. There's a Twitter exchange that I saw between Nikki and one of the Hallmark fans, who's also one of my friends. And the girl, one of my friend was like, oh my God, my mother would never do that. Like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? Why is she like controlling or whatever? And Nikki goes, you must not have controlling parents. You're so lucky. And I wanted to tweet so badly. We're Asian. Because me and the girl are both Asian. She's Vietnamese and I'm Filipino. Asian parents literally is the definition of strict.
I mean, I grew up in a pretty strict household too, but my dad would never pull this crap. He always has let me decide, even with my disability, he's always let me decide my own future, my own path.
Yeah.
And things. Like he's always going, no, I don't think this is a good idea because of certain things. But he never would do that.
We should not excuse that as strict, because that is not strict. That is like controlling and abusive, pretty much.
You don't apply for your child to a job like that. No, not especially.
Not let her know.
No. Every job I've ever had, I've applied for myself. I can promise you.
Oh my God. It was just like, that was just the most insane thing. I remember when I was going through the live tweets about it, a whole lot of people were like, I don't know if I like her mother or not. And that was in the beginning of the movie. Then that scene popped up and everybody was like, I hate her. And I'm like, but yeah, I mean, it's like, oh my God. Here's the thing, you can be protective of your children, but at some point, especially since she's 30, you're gonna have to let her go. Mm-hmm. You're not talking about like a 8-year-old child or something like that.
No, and even if you're a teenager, but in fact is, even if you have a teenager, you need to let them make their own choices. And yeah, I mean, even if they are applying for their first job, push them in that direction, but let them make because they need to learn how to do it anyway. So no, you don't apply for a job for your child, okay? Especially your grown one.
I'm glad though that like by the end of the movie, like the mom saw the wrongs of her ways, I guess. And she was like, my mom is like this. I've always learned controlling is love. And I'm sitting there going, that should not be an excuse.
That is not love. I hate to tell you this, but someone who's trying to control you, they don't love you.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, how was your relationship with your mother? Let's talk about that. If you're, because I imagine that her relationship with her mother isn't that good anymore. Because most people whose parents were controlling, they actually, when they grow up, their relationship sucks. So, I mean, like, it's like, that is just horrible. But anyway, yeah, that was just a horrible plot line. And then the other plot line that I have a huge issue with is what's his name? Noah and Ben. I don't understand why they were even, I don't understand their conflict. Why was Ben mad at Noah? Why is Noah apologizing to him? Okay, first of all, okay, I don't want to bring up race. I really don't. But why are we making the only person of color in the whole, I mean, why? No, Mariela's black. Okay, why are we making him apologize and be like submissive to the,
I get where you're coming from.
Cis white male in the character, like, I am so sorry that I'm just saying to her.
He shouldn't have to apologize for chasing his dreams and actually marrying the girl he loves, okay? That's
he said during his apology, I had, my baby, I was dealing with like a newborn baby,
Yeah, he's like, oh, I had children. That's part of a lot of people's dreams is to have a baby, okay? Like, you shouldn't apologize for that.
Ben was making him apologize, I guess, for not being there for him when his parents died. And I'm sitting there going like, he had a life going on. I'm sorry. He has a newborn baby. He had kids. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that you feel like he wasn't there for you, but maybe why weren't you there for your friend? You had a newborn. You know what I mean?
And a wife in medical school or in her residency or whatever. No.
It's like, why are you Ben felt like white male privilege personified.
Here's the thing. It goes both ways. They say that about a telephone call. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
The same thing goes with any messages or any friendship. It goes two ways.
Yeah.
So,
to be honest with you, I honestly felt like Ben was the personification of white male privilege, where it's like, woe is me, my problem, everybody has to deal with my problem. I'm not gonna forgive, I don't care about your problem kind of thing. Yeah, so what if you had newborn, woe is me, my parent died. You weren't there for me. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, grief is grief and everyone deals with it differently, obviously. But that was a little much, in my opinion.
Yeah, the world doesn't center. Does it go around you, Ben? Sorry. Be mindful of your friends who are also like dealing with their own shit. Don't you know what I mean?
They have their own lives, jobs and babies and spouses and dreams.
Yeah.
Family.
It was a bit crazy. He was just a bit too much with his woe is me attitude. I didn't like him. Of all the 5 characters, I did not like Ben. I felt no pity for him. I really did not feel bad for him at all. But anyway, and then Sarah, like we said, she's a doctor, and for those who don't know, residency is hard. You're like pretty much working to the bone 20 hours a day.
You're working all the time and have pretty much barely any time to even sleep, eat, or anything else.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if you get to sleep in your own bed. If you want to know, I mean, like, watch the first couple of episodes of Grey's Anatomy. It's still going on in
or watch The Resident.
I know, right? I mean, it's like, well, I mean, The Resident doesn't really show like how many hours.
No, but they do definitely have episodes where it shows how hard it can be. There's an episode where one of the only one of the Indian male characters, name's Devon, he gets thrown up on in the middle of his ER shift and gets constant racism thrown at him in the middle of the same shift. So believe me, what these doctors go through, I would never wish it on anybody in the world. And I know that's a fictional show, but these storylines are pulled out of the headlines. So,
so pretty much, you guys, so the whole thing with her is her kid, because she works so hard, she kind of feels separated from her friends and her kids. You know, like her kids are like, don't like strawberries anymore, which she didn't know when she was making pancakes for them with strawberries on top.
Believe me, I was a picky eater as a child. I'm not surprised it changes from one day to the next. I did that too. So,
or like, what is that rope course thing that's happening over there? Which we never knew what's going on. Anyway, but yeah, like her friends. Oh my god, like the Twitter support for Sarah. It was so wonderful because people were like, she's working. She's a doctor. She's saving lives. She cannot go and quit just to deal with your like Christmas traditions or whatever. But anyway, yeah. And then Mia, she is actually not just a person of color, but she's a queer character. We found out she had a girlfriend in the past, but she did not. She doesn't have a girlfriend now. And the school that they all went to holds an annual Christmas play, and Mia played an angel. I'm assuming because it looked like.
Yeah, it was the Christmas Carol, correct?
Yeah,
that they were doing. Yeah, there's an angel in that play. Yeah.
I did not know that there was an angel in that. I only knew about the 3 ghosts. Okay.
Or I'm guessing it might have been something else, but yes, I didn't realize there was one either, but I know that story, and there's 3 ghosts. So yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, but she played the angel when she was in high school. So when they went back to help out with the honoring their drama teacher or whatever, the current drama teacher for the school was struggling or whatever, so Mia like stepped up to help out with the kids and stuff, and then now she's gotten the job as the drama teacher for the school. So, but yeah, those are pretty much the 5 people. We talked at length about like the story, the writing process of this movie, and what was the inspiration of this movie with Nikki and Megan. So if you are interested in knowing more about that, it's 2 episodes back. So go look.
Yeah, and we also talked about how a teacher inspired us, which this movie is a lot about. So it's actually on the Instagram. So you can see what we talk about in that.
Clip. Yeah. So how many stars would you give this movie?
I give it a good 3.5, mainly because Ben's storyline made me go, and the mom. The mom made me go, like, oh, that's horrible. You don't do that to your child. You don't do that to your child, period. But why at Christmas? I mean, of all the things.
I also give it a 3, mostly because I like the nostalgic feeling of it. I like the ensemble cast. I do think that it's just way too many storylines kind of thing. There wasn't one central storyline that kind of connected all 5 individual stories together, if that makes sense. I feel anyway. But I do like the nostalgia. I like the tribute to teachers kind of thing, and and I really don't like Ben. Okay, so now we're talking about Christmas House. Okay, yeah. If you want to talk about, if you want to see a great example of an ensemble cast Christmas movie, I think that Christmas House 2 is probably the best example out of 2021, definitely.
And in my opinion, you don't have to have watched the first Christmas House movie to understand it.
No,
so it's very rare for a sequel. So
yeah, but I love this one. This one is actually better than the first one, in my opinion. Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I watched it. Because I hadn't seen I didn't, because I know how sequels are for the most part. So it's like, I kind of need to know what I'm going into here. So I did watch the first one, and then I watched the other one. And so, but I thought, in my opinion, I was like, I didn't need need that much background information to understand this movie, which I was really happy with. So I'm just, that's a compliment on the writing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this was a better showing of the two. But anyway, for those who don't know, Christmas House, the first one, broke the record last year, being the first Hallmark Christmas movie to showcase a gay main character. That would be Brandon and his husband, Jake, who we love. We absolutely love him. Anyway, and since that year, Christmas House has won a lot of awards. It's been nominated for GLAAD Awards. It's also been featured in the Smithsonian Museum. So, yeah, awesome. And because of the recognition from and the awards that Hallmark got, they ordered a sequel, which we were so happy for, because we love them. And also, booyah to the homophobes. Anyway, it's hilarious because like the homophobes, I swear homophobes got a homophobe.
And here's the thing, like for me, like even though Brandon and Jake were there, it didn't overshadow the rest of the movie. Like it wasn't just thrown in your face. It's not a blatant thing where sometimes it's forced and shoehorned in so much. This wasn't the case with it. It was natural in the course of the movie.
They were part of the family.
Yeah, they were part of the family. That's the way it's supposed
just like
to be.
It's supposed to be in any other family.
Yeah.
It's like, people are just so like up in arms about this movie because it's a gay couple and they're like, it's not family friendly. I'm sitting there going, they're the ones that have the family in the movie. the thing that I don't understand is like the people who are all against Christmas House 2 were watching When Hope Calls with a criminal on the TV show, and I'm sitting there going, like, that's family friendly? Please explain to me that logic. The girl spent time in jail. Oh,
I know.
Like,
I know the whole background story on that one.
And everything. And you're gonna tell me that's family friendly, but not gay people. Please explain the logic behind that. Nobody has yet to explain the logic behind that, by the way. No one has yet to tell me how one.
But no, like in my opinion, like it was just a enjoyably able to watch movie, and the LGBT storyline, it was there, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't pushed in your face.
Yeah. It was just like any other shoot. It was part of the movie.
Part of the movie, yeah.
Shoot, it was awesome. I loved it, first of all. But yeah, so the story goes that Mike is still doing Handsome Justice. His publicist signed him up for this Christmas competition called Deck the Halls, where I guess he goes and competes against another star to see who has the best decorations or whatever. So the other star dropped out because he broke his foot on a skiing accident or something. And his brother signed up instead to do the competition with Mike. And yeah, it became Christmas. It became Deck the Halls, a very handsome Christmas.
Yeah.
But yes, this is actually 2 years after the first. This movie was set 2 years after the first Christmas House movie. Because now Brandon and Jake have adopted a baby girl. They only adopted a boy the first movie. The baby girl's name is Billy. With who I assume is named after Brandon's dad, Bill. Bill is played by Treat Williams, and Phyllis, his wife, is played by Sharon Lawrence. They are part of a Christmas play called I'll Slay You or something like that.
And I think there was a line in there, so it was partial promotion for Sears or something. Which, by the way, Sears is like, you probably like, they name dropped it obviously, but like they really have gone under. They haven't done very well.
Poor Sears. But it used to be like a big thing, the Sears catalog for Christmas or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, talk about product placement.
I know. Oh my God, they've been doing a lot of product placements lately. Anyway, but yeah, and then so they go to this competition and they decorate. Mike decorates the Christmas house, which was the house that him and his parents used to live in or whatever, but he bought from them in the first Christmas movie. And Brandon is decorating the house next door, which is Mike's mother-in-law's.
It's part of the family. It's in the family.
So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, they're right next door to each other, so they're competing. Anyway, there's a couple of storylines here and there. Mike's planning on proposing to his girlfriend. You know, that was his like high school crush that he fell in love with, that they started dating in the first Christmas House movie. But Noah's dad, her ex, is back. Zane, his name is Zane, played by Matthew Dowden. And you know, like, I guess there are some issues with that. Zane coming and kind of inviting himself to like family gatherings or whatever without even consulting his ex or whatever, is just like so rude.
It's not only rude, it's awkward. Like, I guess, I mean, I grew up in a divorced family, so I understand. But my parents, I always had 2 Christmases, one with mom, one with dad. It's always the way it was. And to have it, like they're trying to have these blended family storylines where they co-parent in the same. That doesn't happen, okay? Maybe in some families, but not in mine. My parents were never. I haven't had my parents in the same room on a holiday let's see here. They divorced when I was 4. I'm 32, almost 30 years. No. So no.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't happen that way. You want to make it look all nice and no, it doesn't happen that way.
It's not just that though. It's like the my issue wasn't just that they're like trying to show this idyllic never happened before blending a family situation. It's more like the dad wasn't really there in Noah's life for many, many years because he was traveling for work or whatever. And then he just comes in and it's like,
and expects
putting himself in the child's life without any consultation. It's like, dude, like, learn I get you're his dad, but learn yours, space, I guess, because I mean, you weren't there for him for 3 years. You can't just barge in like, hey, like, dude, there's now a family you have to deal with. But anyway, and then Brandon is kind of like dealing with pressures, I guess, of like being the perfect brother, being the perfect husband, being the perfect dad.
Son, dad.
Yeah, son, dad, etc. And a lot of it, Jonathan put out a statement that it's part of being gay is that, you kind of have to put out this perfect persona kind of thing. Because I guess if you do one thing wrong, you're going to be judged for it. And I feel like it's not just for being it's not just because it's not just a gay thing, if that makes sense. Because I think any marginalized community feels that. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. For example, Barack Obama. If he screwed up being president, like did a major screw up or whatever, people won't look at it like Barack Obama screwed up as, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, I get what
individual. They would look at it as, this is why a Black person should never be president of the United States. You get what I'm saying? He's not representing Barack Obama. He's representing Black people, if that makes sense.
No, I know what you mean.
So like that pressure, I guess, of like being perfect, of doing good, etc. It like because you're not, when you're part of a marginalized group, you're not representing yourself. You're representing whatever group you're part of. For example, like with Brandon, if like, let's say he screwed up as a parent or something, right? People would say, well, that's why you're not, gay people shouldn't be a parent, should adopt. Whereas like, you get what I'm saying?
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, that's just, so I understood it from that point of view, where it was like, you're not really judged as an individual, but you're judged as a group if you were to do something wrong, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah. So my favorite part of the movie was, Bill and Phyllis's play when the boys started fighting.
And they got kicked out of the fair.
But that was the sweetest part, though, was their conversation in the lobby when when Brandon was like, I looked up to you, you were like the perfect son, I wanted to be like you, etc. And Mike was like, well, you're mine, you're the person I wanted to be like, which was so sweet. You're my Mike.
Because with Mike, he's like a magician, and then he got famous for being on acting and everything, and then the brother is jealous because he got to buy the childhood home because he could afford it, and so there was all this other stuff, and then he finally gets his high school sweetheart to marry him and everything.
So the end of the movie, yes. So Mike was planning to propose to his girlfriend. So finally, at the competition, after Brandon was announced as winner, he proposed, and yeah, that was so sweet. With the help of Noah, I like the fact that Noah helped him, and also the magician.
Yeah.
And stuff. I like the fact that he helped him. But it's so hilarious because people were saying, "Oh my God, he's this rich dude. Why is he giving her this small little tiny bitty ring?" And I'm sitting there going like,
sometimes it's the thought that counts.
yes. And do you understand how many rich people who have the biggest diamond rings go through divorce?
Yeah. Have you seen the celebrity split ups this year?
Jennifer Lopez is the first name that pops up in my mind. I mean, hello, did she have like a pink diamond ring?
Yeah, and then
from Ben Affleck or
not Ben Affleck. It was A-Rod.
No, the pink diamond ring was Ben Affleck.
She's with Ben Affleck now.
Yeah, but before when she was
the first time
2002.
Yes.
He gave her a pink diamond ring.
Yeah.
He gave her like $1 million diamond ring or whatever, so it was all pink, and I was so jealous of it and everything, and they broke up. And it's like, well, okay, so it's not really the size of the diamond that counts. Come on.
No, it's not the diamond that gets you to marry them. You already are supposed to love them by the time they give you the diamond, okay?
Exactly.
You don't marry them for the jewelry or the money. You marry them for that.
Yeah, I mean, just because he's rich doesn't mean that he got give her the. Because if that's the case, then all the rich people should.
But the diamond was supposed to be. It was supposed to look like the necklace he gave her, and the necklace was in the box for 20-something years. So there was a reason behind why it was what it was.
Yes, it was supposed to look like the necklace that he wanted to give her back in high school that he didn't give her, kind of thing, until like the end of Christmas House 1.
Yeah, so there was a meaning behind it. Sometimes that means more than any big old expensive diamond ring. So
yeah. So anyway, how many stars would you give this one?
I loved this movie. I give it a solid 4.5.
I love this movie too. I love this movie.
It made me laugh so hard. Just the brothers' antics. And I would have loved to have seen a scene where the iron reindeer fell through the roof. That would have been it reminded me of Christmas Vacation. Oh my God. I was like, that would have been hilarious for them to have actually done.
Oh my God, it was definitely a missed opportunity. But I would actually give this like a 5. I think that this movie was just like the perfect combination of comedy, with heart. And I love my favorite part of the movie were the interview clips.
So they were like breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
Yes. And I loved it was hilarious. And I feel like each character had their moment to shine. There was like no like I said when we were talking about Christmas for Keeps, each story there was no storyline that kind of connected all 5. This one had a main storyline that connected everyone, kind of thing. Even though everyone had their own individual stories, there was one concentrated and stuff. And like, I love this movie. This is awesome. I want a third movie. Shoot, I want to see the wedding. It would be Christmas House 2, 3, the wedding. And then maybe yeah, it would be cute. But yeah, the publicist or whatever is so that the rolling credits they show that the publicist is now with Zane. What's his name? Dale was part of Hands of Justice. That was hilarious. And stuff. But yeah, I want to see the movie. I want to see a third movie. I'm down for third movie. Anyway, so thank you guys for listening. We have one more podcast to release for 2021. And then we are done for 2022 till 2022. Anyway, thanks for staying. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.